Hanbok is a traditional Korean attire, and in this tutorial I'll be showing you how I managed to do this with pink and white yarns. Pink for the skirt and white for the top. So 4.5 mm hook size with a baby soft. I'm starting with a baby soft yarn. This is only for the first two stitches. So the remaining would be with a thicker yarn. I'll show you later. So here I am adding the chains. I'll not tell you how many chains because I'm making this hanbok for a doll. We call it the Jisoo doll. So I'm going to measure. So this is the doll. I'm going to measure and then say how many chains to add here. With that, I will close the chains, that is the first and the last chains will be slip stitched, and then I have started a single crochet on each of the chains. So that is what I did in the first row. In the second row I'm going to continue with this single crochet in each chain with the same baby soft yarn. So later I will go for the thicker yarn. I'll show you. So this is how I did the single crochet. Insert the hook, pull it out, yarn over, and then pull through both the loops. You'll have two loops, pull through both the loops. Insert, yarn over, pull through. So this is how you do the single crochet. So in the second row what I'm doing is one single crochet in each chain. This is how it looks. This is the I'm working on the skirt now. Skirt of the hanbok. So this is the upper part of the skirt. Now this is the thicker yarn that I was talking about. So I'm showing you how to change. This is quite tricky because a thin yarn and a thick yarn, you're going to bring them together. Here I'm bringing them together. There are many ways to do this, so I'm following a very simple way. That is, I'm just bringing the yarn inside the loop and then just tying it like that. Now it is secure and you can go ahead with your insert the next chain, and you can just chain one and start your single crochet. So what I'm going to do here is, with that baby soft yarn in the previous row, here I'm chaining one, I'm going to continue with the single crochet. Insert the hook, yarn over, two loops, yarn over, pull through. So one single crochet in each chain is what I'm going to do. So now it will look like this with the two rows of thin yarn and one row of thick yarn with one single crochet in each chain. That is the baby soft yarn. This is the thick yarn. Now we are going to continue with the thick yarn. We are not going to use the baby soft yarn. This is only for the tape, the upper part of the hanbok skirt. So that will not be shown out. So it's going to be only for the tape. We'll be attaching a tape to it so that it is there in the shoulder, to attach it with the shoulder. So I'm continuing that way. So what I did was, in the next row I did two single crochets in one chain, which means I'm increasing there. So I'm increasing in the next row. In the next few rows, in the second row of the thick yarn, I have increased by 2, which means in each row I have added two in each chain. I have added two single crochets, and in the next row onwards one single crochet in each row, which means in the second thick yarn row I'm increasing by 2 and I'm continuing with that, not increasing after that. I'm going to continue with that. So here I'm showing you how to do the slip stitch once the rows, and I'm using a marker, stitch marker. See, I'm just doing a slip stitch there. That's how you do the slip stitch. And how do you use the marker? Chain one and then take the marker. So why do we use the stitch marker? Sometimes we may not know where it is getting over, where we started and where to do the slip stitch. So this will be very useful when you get to the end of that row. You know that this marker will show you that this is the first stitch, and you can go ahead and you can do the slip stitch so that you don't miss out any chain and go ahead with the row and all. The slip stitch will be in the right place if you use the stitch marker. So I'm going to continue with the same number of single crochets. So what I did was, with the thick yarn, first I just did one single crochet in each chain of the soft yarn, and in the next row I just made it double, that is one single crochet in each chain, two single crochets in each chain, just increased by 2. And then I continued with one single crochet in each chain with that previous increase, so that it looks beautifully flowy skirt like this, frilly skirt like this. Then I'm going to continue. I've just continued with that for 12 more rows. So for the next 12 rows I've just done the same thing. I'm just checking how many more are required. So it is still not flowy, so I have to do more stitches, more rows. I have to add more rows. So after 12 rows and slip stitch, what I did was, once again I increased, but this time I have not increased by 2. It will look very awkward, right? So what I did was, I increased in the first stitch 1 single crochet, in the next stitch 2 double crochets, next stitch 1, the next stitch 2. So I increased it that way, and this is how it looked later. So after the 12 stitches I increased this way, and I've approached the end of the skirt. So this height looks good. So I'm showing you how to hide the yarn, so that patch of yarn can be hidden like that. So you can use a needle to stitch it inside, otherwise you can use this hook to bring it will not be seen at all, and then in the end you can just cut it. So it's not visible at all if you see, and it is well secured. It's not in danger of coming out. Now this is how the Hanbok skirt looked when I wore it for the doll. Now what is pending? The top part is pending. So the top has a very unique design. So this is how I did it. I did that. So this is the back part of the blouse, and I made it into 3 parts. So these are the 3 parts back and the 2 parts in the front. So when I combined and made it this way, the front part. So I used a ribbon. This pink cute ribbon came handy, and I just managed to do this. And then I added a bow and a sleeve. So this long sleeve, I just did a few single crochets. I measured the hand and then did a few rows of single crochet and stitched all of them together, the back part, the front part, and the sleeves, both the sleeves together. And this is how it looked. I also did something with the hairstyle. So this is how the hairstyle looked. So the top looked like this, and I added a small patch of tape for the shoulder. Thank you for watching. Bye.